They're gonna get it tonight. Tonight is gonna be your night. It's gonna be showtime.
It is 6 p.m., everyone. Good afternoon. I am Mayor Yamika Robinson, and I am calling our regular city council meeting to order, 6 p.m. tonight. And tonight is Tuesday, February 11, 2025. I pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of our city of Lake City, South Carolina. Our invocation will be led tonight by Reverend Hooker. Thank you, sir. And our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Mayor Pro Tem Cooper. Can we all please stand?
Let us pray. God of purpose, God of cities, God of mind, remind us that you call us to be your citizens at all accord. Mount with us the spirit to lead with humility, courage, faithfulness, and trustworthiness. Let us do your will and the will of your people. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks. Thank you, Reverend Hooker. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Cooper. Madam Clerk, can you please poll the council members?
Mayor Yamika Robinson,
Present.
Councilmember Hall Secretary,
Present.
Councilmember Livonia Scott. Present. Councilmember Melissa Askins,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem DeMonica Cooper,
Present.
Councilmember Sandra Fleming Crosby,
Present.
and Councilmember Jason Brown.
Present.
Mayor Robinson, I find there to be.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we go to adoption of the agenda, I want to make a motion to amend the agenda by moving items 3 and 4 under the legislative to come after the executive session. That's a motion to amend the agenda by moving items 3 and 4 to come after executive session. Do I have a second? It has been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Questions? If no questions or discussion, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Okay. Next on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda as printed.
Move to approve. Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Thank you. Next, I need a motion to approve the minutes. Approval of the minutes from the mayor and council meetings of January 9th, 2025 and January 14th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Thank you. Next on our agenda, we have a platform for our young people addressing the mayor and council. Aiden Bright, Leading with Purpose Scholarship. This scholarship was established to recognize and support students in our community who demonstrate exceptional leadership, integrity, and a commitment to service. Inspired by Jeremiah 29:11, this initiative aims to empower the next generation of leaders by providing them with the resources and encouragement to pursue their education and purpose with confidence. I also have an introduction here. Mr. Bright was unable to attend tonight, but I do have an introduction because he did send a video presentation that we will see. Mr. Aiden Bright, first, is a proud 2024 graduate of Lake City Early College High School, Panther for Life. He's a freshman at University of South Carolina, majoring in broadcast journalism with a minor in political science. He will graduate with a certificate in strategic information and communications. He's a new internship opportunity with Hannah News within the South Carolina State House. Serves on USC Admissions Student Council, Male Initiative Community Service Chairman, and a 2025 orientation leader for incoming students. Let's pay attention to the screen as we see Mr. Bright's video presentation tonight.
Good evening, Mayor Robinson, the City Council, and members of Lake City, South Carolina. It is a privilege to come before you today and share something that is very close to my heart, the Leading with Purpose Scholarship. This scholarship was created with a clear mission to recognize, support, and empower students who embody leadership, academic excellence, and a heart for service. Leadership is not just about holding a title. It is about action, integrity, and the ability to inspire others. Through this scholarship, we want to uplift students who lead by example, whether that be in their schools, churches, communities, or beyond. The Leading with Purpose Scholarship is more than just a financial award. It is an investment in the next generation of leaders. This scholarship is designed for students who demonstrate exceptional leadership, strong character, and a passion for serving their community. We want to encourage and uplift those students who are already making a difference, even at a young age, because we believe that leadership starts now, not in the future, but in the present. Inspired by the message in Jeremiah 29:11, which states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This verse represents the foundation of our scholarship, helping young leaders step boldly into their God-given purpose. For our inaugural year, we have decided to award 2 recipients, one from Lake City High School and one from J. Paul Trulick Creative Arts and Science Magnet School. These students will be selected based on their academic achievements, leadership roles, and commitment to their community. Our goal is to support their future aspirations in their college journey. This scholarship would not be possible without the hard work and dedication of an incredible team. I want to introduce you to the Leading with Purpose Scholarship Committee, a group of individuals who share a passion for student success and community leadership. Myself, Aiden Bright, the CEO and founder. I have the honor of leading this initiative, ensuring that we continue to build something meaningful for the students of our community. Our selection coordinator, Shamar Thomas, he plays a vital role in reviewing applications and ensuring we award students who truly reflect the scholarship's mission. Our academic advisor, Ms. Jordan McKnight, she will guide our focus on the importance of academics and leadership. Our spiritual advisor, Mr. Octavian McKnight, he helps ensure that faith and purpose remain central to our vision. And Ms. Ariana Simmons, our military and service advisor, who is a private first class in the U.S. Army National Guard. She brings a unique perspective on service and discipline, encouraging students to give back to their communities. Each of these individuals brings something special to this scholarship, and I'm beyond grateful for their dedication to this mission. Originally, we planned to introduce the scholarship at our lunch and dinner ceremony, which was meant to bring together students, educators, city leaders, and community members to celebrate the impact of this initiative. However, after careful consideration, we have decided to postpone the event to allow more time for preparation and ensure that it is as impactful as possible. Although we won't be gathering on our original date, our mission remains strong, and we are fully still committed to making this scholarship a success. In the coming weeks, we'll be announcing new details about the event, and we hope to have the full support of our community when the time comes. We also want to encourage local businesses, churches, and individuals to get involved. If you would like to contribute to this scholarship, whether financially or through mentorship opportunities, we welcome your support. Every contribution, big or small, helps shape the future of a young leader in our community. Before I close, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to Mayor Robinson and the City Council. Your leadership support and investment in young people in Lake City does not go unnoticed. Your example of community-driven leadership is exactly what we hope to instill into the students we serve. To everyone here today, parents, educators, business owners, city leaders, and community members, I encourage you to stand with us in this mission. Whether by spreading the word, attending our future events, or mentoring a student, or simply just believing in the potential of our youth, you can be a part of something greater. Here at the Leading with Purpose Scholarship, we are about building a legacy of leadership, service, and purpose that will continue to impact students, for generations to come. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you all for your time, and I look forward to keeping you updated as we move forward with this incredible initiative. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause. I'd like to just thank Mr. Bright and his team for making this initiative a reality to our young people in our community. I really commend them for the hard work that they're putting in to make a difference in the youth, in our community of the youth. So let's do all that we can do as individuals and collectively in churches, organizations, in our entire community to help support initiatives like this to keep our young people going strong. Thank you. Next, we have presentations. Ms. Gloria Tisdale, presentation to Mayor and Council about naming City Administration Building. Good evening.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to appear before you, Mayor and Council. As you said, my name is Gloria Tisdale, and I am representing Carver High School alumni this evening. Now, Carver is the school that African Americans attended during segregation. And the person I am going to speak of tonight is an alumni of Carver High School. At this time, I would like to ask all of our Carver people to stand with me as I make this request of council. This is Black History Month, and as you know, during Black History Month, we like to acknowledge, celebrate African Americans who have contributed to our country, to our heritage, and also to our community. We celebrate them because this is a first. They are a first. And when I say they're a first, they are the ones who are willing to step up. They want to be celebrated because they want to put themselves out and be considered. Second, they actually attain the position. And third, they're willing to take on what is required of them as being the first. So I'm asking you today to name this building, the City Administrative Building, after the first African American elected. And when I say elected, we have had African Americans who have been in this position, but have not been actually elected to this position. And that person is the late Mayor Wilford Barr. We ask that you, excuse me, we ask that you seriously, I'm getting I'm sorry.
That's a walk.
I'm asking that you seriously consider this request that we name this building after the late Mayor Barr. Thank you. Thank you. For the reasons I stipulated earlier, and we ask that you seriously consider this request to name this building after late Mayor Wilford Barr. Again, I thank you for allowing me to be here and make this request for you, and hope that you seriously consider this request from the Carver High School alumni, as well as some other citizens in the city of Lake City. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to present to you, and I wish you all a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Tisdale. Thank you, Carver alumni. I must say I have two parents that's part of Carver alumni, my father who's present tonight, and my mother who is not present tonight. But I know she's listening, and she's a very proud Carver alumni. Thank you so much for your presentation on this evening. Next, we'll go into the public comment period. Notes on comment period. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per person, and no personal or verbal attacks will be entertained. The council is interested in hearing your concerns, but speakers should not expect council action or deliberation on subject matters brought up during the public comment period. Topics requiring further investigation will be referred to the city administration and may be scheduled for a future agenda. Please make sure to sign in and leave your name and address for the record with the city clerk to council.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is
Good
Paul
evening.
Morris. And first, I just want to say to you, thank you for the city address that was done on last Tuesday. And thank you for allowing the citizen of Lake City to know what's going on in the city. And also, I want to say thank you to Mayor Pro Tem Cooper and to Councilmember William Scott for coming out and also letting us know what's happening in your district and what's happening in the city, so thank you so much for that. And as Ms. Tisdale just said, that February is the Black History Month, and I didn't thought about it this night, so I won't say awesome, but I'll use the word hilarious that in 1865, the first black postmaster here in Lake City, South Carolina, was lynched right there on Church Street, along with him and his daughter, and the house was burned. Because he was black, and it was done by some white people that did it. So every February 22nd now, community has started memorializing Fraser Baker. We won't do it on the 22nd, but we will do it on the 29th of February at 10 o'clock a.m. Right there where the marker is at, across from the event center, across from Wesley Chapel parking lot. So if you're not doing it, I know it's a Friday, but if you're not doing anything at 10 o'clock on that morning a.m., we ask you to come, mayor and city council person, to all of you that's here, as we do a memorial service remembering Fraser Baker, our first black postmaster here in Lake City, South Carolina.
That's the 28th, I believe.
28th.
28th, that Friday morning. Thank you.
28th, I'm sorry.
Any other public comment period, comments?
Yes, we want to thank you all for allowing us this time. I'm going to try to keep 2 minutes. We do have a committee, and I tried to put everyone's voice in this presentation that we want to give you. We're the resident of Floyd Avenue, here to voice our opinion and concern about the residential environment on Floyd Avenue. This is in reference to the $13.5 million drainage project granted that is being utilized in our area. Initially, it was exciting to know that we were getting this drainage done, but we thought it would not only improve our drainage section, but also to beautify our area as well. And as for other years, we've had problems with ditches, landscaping our community, with the habitats of rodents, spiders, snakes, mosquitoes. I mean, just invading the area because of the ditching. But now we notice that the project is on the way. We notice that Franklin Street, it looks good, except for we noticed that the ditch that you're digging is deeper and wider until it almost looked like a canal. Now you're on the Floyd Avenue, and you're right behind our resident area. And right now it looks like an eyesore, kind of scary, look like a drop-off cliff. And we did not expect this to be in our community. If it was in other areas of the city, it would be like a NIMBY, you know, not in my backyard. Right now, they have a neighbor that has 2 young kids, and I'm very concerned about it. It's a 9-year-old boy, and she just had a little girl, and the baby will be a toddler before the end of the year. And I'm just afraid that boy may be curious of going out in the backyard and call himself trying to jump the ditch. What if he falls in and drowns? God forbid. What if that toddler walk out in that backyard and walk into the ditch? God forbid. It would be a sad time. Look like our community is strategically.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm sorry, the 2 minutes is up.
Okay, I guess, okay.
But so she can,
Okay, okay.
the next person.
Okay.
And please state your name whenever you come up so we can get it for the record.
Can you sign in, please?
Sign on the sheet that's beneath, that's right there. Yes. And your I think address is on there as well.
Okay, 2 minutes. Our community is strategically being designed for depreciation of our homes, in danger of our children and pets. To expound upon climate change, we get more rain than ever before again, as they make it less unnecessary. We would like to use the Me Too phrase in saying, me too wants to go in my backyard and not be afraid of getting bitten by mosquitoes, spiders, snakes, and becoming ill. Me too wants to be in my backyard and not walk upon snakes and try to make its way into my home. Me too wants to sit in the comfort of my home and not be invaded with rodents that come from the ditch behind one's yard. Me too wants to sit in my backyard and have a cookout without the stench odor from a ditch. Me too wants the beautification of landscape without an oversized ditch or disproportionate fence that runs through the community. We as a community is asking that cement piping be placed in our ditches for the betterment of public environment and safety. If this is not done, we will voice our opinion to someone listening and take appropriate action. Thank you for this time.
Thank you. Thank you. We don't have a comment right now. Not right now.
Council, I apologize for having technical issues with the feed, and you are upside down right now. I'm working to correct that.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy. Any other comments from the public tonight? I have one comment that was asked to make from council. She can go ahead and make that comment.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to recognize a young lady who was knocking on death's door about 5-6 months ago. You heard about that incident, that accident that happened on Church Street where she was hit by a car and almost died. And she's with us tonight, so Judy Cooper.
Joan?
Judy Jones. Judy Cooper Jones, will you please stand? Judy Jones, Cooper Jones, stand. I'm good to see you. Yeah. Give a little background, just a tiny bit of background on what happened. Judy, did it get your hearing too?
She's trying to sign.
She's
She's signing on the paper.
Okay, just briefly. Briefly, yes.
Oh, I want to give thanks to God and everyone that prayed for me. And I'm glad to be back at the city council meeting after 5 months. I've been in a terrible accident, couldn't walk. For 4 months, I've been in the hospital 4.5 months. But look at God.
Amen.
How many legs were broken? Both legs were broken?
Both,
What other injuries?
and arms.
Both arms.
Yes, and I was bleeding on the brains, but everything is good.
Thank God. Next, we'll move on to our legislative portion of the agenda. 1 second. We don't usually respond to any of the public comments whenever they come forth tonight, but we're going to make an exception tonight for Mr. Ricky Sims by Mayor Pro Tem Cooper. Would like Mr. Ricky Sims to elaborate on the Highway 52 infrastructure project that is being implemented in the area that was addressed tonight. Mr. Ricky, if you don't mind, the mic so everyone can hear. Welcome, Mr. Ricky.
Thank you.
Mayor, they're probably 70% complete with that project. I noticed some concerns, I think, over the width of the ditches and everything, but that's a design that was submitted. The South Carolina Office of Resilience, they're the one that's overseeing that project. I don't think we have any funding in that. We're kind of
State.
getting free work, so to speak, for the state. I noticed concerns about some pipe maybe being put in. I know it's an extremely costly project if they proceed with that. And I know, according to talking to them, I think the funding is not there for that. And it wasn't there in the beginning, so, where we would proceed with that, as far as the funding. It is or would be a very expensive project.
And just real quick, thank you, Councilwoman Crosby. I think it was stated before that it was the $13.5 million project. This is not the $13.5 million project.
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
The $13.5 million project is the Ackline stormwater drainage. This is called the Highway 52 infrastructure project, which the city of Lake City does not have to put any funding in this. This is all by SCORE in the state, which is South Carolina Office of Resilience, who is doing this project.
That is correct, yes, ma'am. We actually have 3 of those drainage projects going on. One is the Independence Avenue, which hadn't begun yet, it's just in the permitting stages and design. I think they got that complete. And of course, the Ackline project, what you referred to, that is a totally different project also, which is the largest project that the city will have going.
Ms. Cooper, you had any other questions to clarify?
Okay. No, so I just wanted you to, of course, let the constituents know as far as like what type of ditch it is. I know that you told me, because of course me and you spoke about the V ditch.
Yes.
And just what that's gonna entail, like how that's going to be treated, because of course, they do have concerns about safety of kids, different rodents and things like that, which is to be expected. So I just wanted, my thing is just making everyone aware of what's going on. I know that contract is probably very detailed, and of course, just wanted everyone to know that, hey, we're working, and we are trying to make everything get everything done and in a safe manner. And that's what I just wanted you to kind of elaborate more on it. And if anything that the city can do as far as like put up a fence or anything like that, I know there'll probably be later talk. But just wanted you to expound some more on it so that everyone would be aware of what's going on. So that's what I wanted from you, Mr. Ricky.
If I must say, I believe that if there's concerns about safety, if anyone going close to those ditches until the work is completed, there can be construction fences placed around those areas.
Yes, ma'am. If they decide to fund it, if our SCORE would actually decide to find some more funding for that, of course, they would probably do a change order, and they could actually temporarily put a construction fence up, which is the orange mesh type fence that would, maybe stop any children or anything trying to cross. I know the ditch that's dug there now is a V type, shaped like a V, and it's designed for future cutting and cleaning of it. The city will have to be more proactive than we have been on the old one. The old one was there for years and years, and the property owners too. You know, it's, in my opinion, it's both sides. The property owners should have a little concern in the matter too when you keep, you know, you're keeping your property up. And I know as the summer goes by and you correctly another summer, the trees, they get away from you and they grow and get larger. But right now, the way it is, if we stay on top of it, it would, you know, stay looking like it is on the maintenance on it.
Well, I can say that we meet with we meet with them every week via Zoom, and they are about safety. And that is one thing that we can bring up to them to see what they can do to fund to get construction fences around. So we'll make sure that the safety is in the area, and keep the council member updated on the completion or the percentage of how well they're completing the project. Because and I definitely agree with you all about the safety and the beautification of it too. And so we can definitely talk with them about it. We're here to do that, to make sure that it's not an inconvenience to our community, but at the end of this project, it's definitely going to benefit and prayerfully benefit with all the work that's being put in to alleviate flooding that has been a serious issue for years in that area. So.
Mr. Ricky, can you, so they can paint a picture in their minds, can you outline the 52 project for those who may not be very clear on it?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Where it starts, you know, just name some of the streets if you can.
Yes, ma'am. This is phase 2 and 3 of the 52 project. It actually originated probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It actually began out on Matthews Road, and SCDOT had the first portion of that. They came up from Matthews Road. That ditch out there is about 20 foot deep. It's real deep. People probably don't realize it just by driving by it. It's real deep. It came up to West Main, and then when you cross West Main, the ditch began again, and they're still going to build a box out there. Right now, they're looking at it, and now it's piped from there all the way to Morris Street. Actually, where the mobile home park was, and the housing authority owns that property now.
Westover.
Yes, ma'am, that section is piped, but now when they got on the other side, they piped past the shop that was there, because the shop would have potential of moving or the earth kind of shifting with an open ditch there, so they had to pipe that. They got past that, and it's open ditch all the way down Franklin Street, and it's open all the way back when it cuts across behind Miss Lemon's house. And when it comes across her property, that should be repiped. And then the rest of it's going to be cleaning, and of course by Ron McNair School, that's open ditch there too. They're cleaning it now. And I know Councilman Cooper was concerned about some of the trees, and we did talk to them. They hadn't got back with us yet. And but they did tell us it wasn't in their scope of work. They kind of let us know if they could or couldn't. They hadn't let us know yet on that. And that was some tree and shrubbery removal.
How far down Matthews Road?
The project,
Where it started?
well, it actually started at Mercy Street and Matthews Road. It started right there, and that's a 72-inch pipe right there. You can walk through it. It's a very, very large pipe. It's one of the largest outfalls that the city has for drainage.
And it was also asked before from a few residents and from the school if there were any damage or had to take down the fences, that it was confirmed that those would be replaced by them.
Yes, ma'am. If I'm not mistaken, they'll be putting a new fence up. Mm-hmm. And we did, I don't know if they're going to locate it a little bit off the where it was, where we could have maintenance on it for future.
Right.
But
It would help them, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
For you to be able to do the maintenance more better. Thank you, Mr. Ricky.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have our legislative portion on our agenda. We have resolution 2025.003 for final reading. Mr. Henry Lowerly has previously served on the Board of Zoning Appeals, and his term will expire On March 31st, 2025, Mr. Larley has expressed through letter to the city a wanting to continue to serve on the Board of Zoning Appeals through March 31st of 2029. Need a motion to approve Resolution 2025.003.
Move to approve. Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Any questions, council?
I do. Mr. Lowerly expressed through a letter to continue to serve until 2029. Since if he expressed that, that does not give other people in the community the opportunity to serve on that board. So what do we need to do now? We need to do something to change that. There may be others who want to serve, and they should have the opportunity to serve. So I'd like to see us come up with some kind of process to alleviate any possible issues.
To my knowledge, it's always been if someone is appointed to a committee or board and they have gone through a term and they choose to continue with that term, they send an email, letter, or some type of communication to the city clerk to let us know that they would like to continue. If not, they also send a letter or email, some type of communication, let us know that they would not wanting to continue on the board. And then at that point, it will be put out or as an ad for anyone else who is interested to being on that board or committee.
Okay, well, I've served on the council now for, 20 years, and this is relatively new. I do not recall any of this happening in the past.
So you mean to tell me if I want to stay on the board for 20 years, I could hold that spot up for somebody else no, let me correct myself. If I want to stay on the board for X amount of years, and this never be advertised again because I want to stay on the board.
Is it an appointment term limit that they
That makes
have?
sense to me.
You as council right now can either appoint him or not appoint him.
I don't have a
If you choose not to
problem.
appoint him, then it would be advertised, and then you can reapply that way. But right now, you can vote on this resolution, and if it fails, then it would be advertised. But it has.
So
been-
every time the year come up, we never put in for,
It's a 4-year term, so.
it's a 4-year term.
Yes, sir.
So every 4 years, if I decide I want to be on that board, I just send a letter, which I understand that's what happened. But what I'm saying for community's sake base, how someone in the community will know that it's a position that's coming available. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, sir. I've been here for about 4 years, and the process has been that way many years prior to me being here.
Okay.
I'm
So
following
basically, we just
the
need to-
process that's been in place,
Okay,
They-
well, the motion is on the floor.
right?
And to my knowledge, it has as well prior. Any committee,
I do
planning
not recall
commission,
that.
housing authority.
Now that the motion is on the floor, attorney, can we just make a motion to maybe table this? Because I think, y'all want to make a table or what?
We don't need to table it. I mean, we
don't
could
need
just
to
look at this moving forward.
Yeah,
But
just
just go
look
ahead
at
and
it
put them back on
moving
the
forward, and then just put a time limit on the term. This is one, if you want to just do one 4-year term, so that someone else in the community will have an opportunity, let's just do that.
I want to say there is something where it's a consecutive terms, when that limit comes up of consecutive terms, then,
That's in the architectural review board.
Yes.
That they
Okay.
can, and I believe it's in the planning commission board, they can serve 3 consecutive terms, and then you need to remove themselves.
right.
How many,
How long is it?
how long is
I
he
believe
been?
this applies to this, I believe it
This
applies
is
to planning and.
the BZA. This is another.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I have a first and I have a second on the motion, so I don't know where you want to go for that.
We need a vote.
What's yours, please?
Just vote.
We need to vote. All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Next resolution, 2025.005, for final reading. The City of Lake City is seeking approval to accept the quotes from Spartan Fire and Emergency Apparatus for Lake City fire trucks for repair and all other matters related thereof.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any discussion, council?
No discussion.
No discussion? No questions? Okay. All in favor, show of hands. Resolution 2025.006 for final reading. The city council is directing the chief financial officer to engage in a qualified forensic accounting firm to conduct a comprehensive examination of specified financial records and operations, providing full access to necessary documents and personnel to identify any instances of fraud, abuse, or improper practices with a clear timeline for completion and reporting of findings to the council and all other matters related thereto.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any discussion or questions, council?
There was a question I had in mind, and why I say no at first, because we never had a conversation with our attorneys to find out if we're making the right decision. I do want to see this move forward for this audit, but that's been my question before. Is there anything we need to know from the attorney? Are we going in the right direction? We don't want the city to end up with nothing. And they say, well, y'all broke the city or whatever. Could we all be notified or no one asked that, making that decision? I don't want to make the right decision for the city. And I do feel disqualified and we need this. But I did want to hear what the attorney had to say. But anyhow, like I said, I agree with it, but I just had some questions.
I can only provide advice to council in executive session.
Okay.
On this resolution, I must say that when we come to vote for this, I'm not against a forensic audit. I'm not against a forensic audit, but I like to see the pros and cons of a forensic audit. We have talked to outside sources. We have talked to from our municipal association, our field manager. From there, we have been directed from another town administrator that we've spoken to that have gone through similar situations, actually two. We've talked to our attorney as well to get input. And I say we, it's the staff that has been working diligently together side by side, myself, Ms. Marchand, and Mr. Carter, Finance Director, to get insight and advice on how we should move forward. We have been really working hard, and I know that the community wants transparency, and I'm all about transparency. I don't have anything to hide. We don't have anything to hide. We know that the last administration change brought about a lot of questions, and that wants to be answered. And I've stated over and over, time after time, that please come to my office in the administration building to get any answers that you need for any of your questions. And it's all right there that we can supply and provide those answers to you. We actually have our budget workshop that is coming up for the public input that we have every year for the public to come in and give their input and have their questions answered and to see how the finances are for the city of Lake City, which is your taxpayers' dollars. And most of the time we can count them on the hand of how many people come out. But this time we have the budget work session that is happening on March 1st. That's a Saturday. We plan to be there all day, making sure that we have our budget in place and any questions that need to be answered and anything to be shown to you. But like I stated, I want it to be for the record. I want it to be for the record. If I vote for a forensic audit to go through, I just want you all to know the thing that's really getting to me if this forensic audit goes through is that it could put us at a financial strain. It could possibly put us at a financial strain. It would not happen overnight. It's a possibility there will be nothing found. Don't know. I'm not an auditor. But as your mayor and it passes, I will do whatever I can to continue to let it, to see it go through. I have to do that, and I will do that. But what concerns me is if it could possibly, it could be 6 digits of what it could cost us. A 6-figure number, it could cost us that. And if we end up finding nothing, then we put 6 figures in there. Our financial director has already reached out, really started this process already. He's already reached out to a few firms already. So if it happens, it's not going to happen right now. We don't need people knocking down the door to say, well, what's this status or what's this status? Because it's not going to happen right now because we got to get a firm first. And actually with him contacting other firms, or contacting firms already, they say they cannot do it at this moment. The time of season it is. It's tax season. So it's not going to happen right away. But we can do it. But it's possibly going to be months from down the road. And then when it actually do start, it's probably going to be 9 months to a year to actually when the whole thing is completed. So it's costly, it's time consuming, and we're really taking a risk. But to be transparent, because that's what I want, we all want to be transparent to you a bit about the finances or anything with the city of Lake City, because you all have that right. But just want you to know on the record from me that I am not completely for it. I'm not completely against it as well. Because I see the finances every day. But it's not going to happen just like that.
Well, at the end of the day, we got to be transparency with ourselves, and we got to be transparency with the community. Yes, it may not happen overnight or tomorrow, and it may not be 5 figures or 6 figures, but in order to ensure ourselves and everyone on the same page that's know what's going on within the city will be a tremendous, undoubtedly good investment for us all at the end of the day. And that's how I feel about it.
And I pray that it will. It could but it can also possibly deter people from wanting to come in to work for the city of Lake City as a new city administrator, because if they happen to come in and see you having a forensic audit in place, that might deter them, good qualified people, to want to come in and place themselves in that position. Possibility not. But it also may hinder us with our grant funding as well. We may have to cut back on a few other things that we've been good at doing and providing for the citizens of the city of Lake City. So it has its pros and cons. It does.
I've talked with some people, and they are of the opinion that a forensic audit does not take 6 months, 9 months, but they said it all depends on the size, the population and the size of the city. Like somewhere like Charleston or Columbia, I think, from what they told me, that may be a possibility that it may take that long there, but a place like Lake City, no. And, our taxpayers are concerned about where their tax dollars are going. And we owe it to them to allay their concerns and their fears. And then if another administrator wants to come in, you feel that may deter that person. Well, that would have to be a decision that that individual would have to make, his or herself.
Because if I was starting a new job, I want everything in front of my face squeaky clean. Yeah. And I know that due diligence was taken care of before I accept the job. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't want a job after.
Well, and you're absolutely right. And then the audits that we've been having, I know the past 2 to 3 years for me, as being here on council, we've had cleaner audits. We've had audits. We might have didn't have a forensic audit, but we had an audit. Our auditor comes at the first of the year, every year before our budget, and she talks and speaks about our audit, and we've had a clean audit.
But that's
inside
a regular audit. the definition of
Miss-
that audit, annual audit, is different from a forensic audit. And we've had the same auditing firm for the past several years. And so we need some changes.
Their contract actually is coming up. It is time for a new one. I want to say the contract is what, 5 years? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be putting that in a request for a new firm. Not saying that they did anything wrong, of course, but it is time up to change for a new firm.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. May I just mention this one thing? I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm not trying to talk you into it, but from a finance perspective, every entity that has cash outlays was cash in, cash out. Can you hear me now? Every entity that have cash outlays, cash in, cash out, have what you call a month-end process. And the month-end process entails of bank reconciliations. And when you being audited, they oversee those bank reconciliations. So it's very, very difficult for anybody to misappropriate the type of money. Now, I understand the growing concerns, but this is an unnecessary expense in my perspective, because once we have a clean audit, once we have a clean month-end process, then that's when it's gonna look bad on us, because this is gonna be what you call a capital expense that, because we can't budget this. All right, so this is what, to Mayor Robinson perspective, this is gonna put a major strain on our operating expenses, because this, like Mayor Robinson said, we've had clean audits, and auditors oversee our bank recs. So when this young lady comes in, or whoever firm that we hire, they will come in, they will oversee our bank recs. I mean, I'm not saying they're not gonna find anything. There's a possibility, just like we had this discussion, they probably will find something. But I just want to make Mayor and Council aware that this is a long drawn process, and it might take months, it might take a year, it might take a year and a half, because the examination is that they are gonna check each and every transaction, and they will take that transaction back to original starting point. So this is a long draw process. And once again, if you want me to do it, I give you my word, I've done it. And just to Mayor Robinson person, I've already been turned down several times because of the magnitude of this examination. Now also, I just want to let Mayor and Council know, when it comes to forensic audit, this is not law enforcement. They do not work for law enforcement. So once the examination is completed, they're going to come to us with the findings. And then it's going to be up to Mayor and Council to decision, just like, okay, now what? So once again, this is up to Mayor and Council. Once again, if you want me to do it, I will continue to search. I will work with the audit team. You know, I'm a team player. It's whatever y'all want me to do. But it's my job as a finance director to ensure that I give y'all my honest opinion, perspective. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, we go. Yeah, they go oversee 17 bank accounts. 17 bank accounts, and I'm not trying to put business out there, but we're also going to look at personal transactions, if you know what I mean. So this is going to be a long drawn-out process, because, no disrespect, when certain people, the laymen, see a number, they see a numeric figure. When it comes to us finance folks, when we see a number, we see a story. That story sings a song, looks at a pattern. So that's why it's going to be a long drawn process, because they're going to have to take that number, look at that specific transaction, and go all the way back to its origin. Okay, and we're going to 17 bank accounts. We're going to personal transaction, if you know what I mean. So once again, like I said, I'm not fighting against it. If you want me to do this, I do it.
Okay.
But I just want to make sure that y'all fully aware of it.
Okay. Any other concerns or comments, questions, discussion? Thank you, Mr. Carter. For Resolution 2025.006 for final reading. All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Resolution 2025.007 for final reading. The City of Lake City Council is expressing desire to hire a qualified interim city administrator to assist with the day-to-day operations of the city and provide guidance on actions necessary to place the city on firm financial standing. The City Council also further directs the mayor and chief financial officer to solicit proposals from qualified candidates as recommended by the Municipal Association of South Carolina to provide administrative services to the city on an interim basis.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions or discussion?
Interim city administrator. Is this a recommendation you said from the municipal association? No, it's a recommendation from them, but we have, Brandon Carter here, who's in finance, who's handling the records, and is being overburdened, I'm sure, and overtaxed.
And the resolution states that the city council further directs the mayor and chief financial officer, who is Mr. Carter, to solicit proposals from qualified candidates as recommended by the Municipal Association of South Carolina to provide administrative services to the city on an interim basis.
Well, that was a recommendation by them, doesn't mean we have to really follow that. And to put Mr. Carter in there and to direct him as being one of the ones along with you is leaving him in a vulnerable position. He has experience, he has the background, he's been here, 2 years? And I think, my opinion is that his name should not have been included. And that could have been mayor and council, because actually council appoints the administrator. So, but to have the financial officer to do it, I don't think it's fair to him.
To solicit proposals?
Well, you could solicit proposals, but as long as you do,
So you're saying you just want mayor and not chief financial officer to seek qualified candidates?
do you have a problem with it yourself?
So for the record, you stating that I, myself, just seek qualified candidates? Not along with that?
Okay, go ahead.
I will, is that me?
That microphone, yeah.
I don't know what I was gonna say now. Okay, yes, Councilwoman, I will put out the job posting out there, but just for the record, I will be applying for the position.
And
So even though that, to be honest with you, my resume already, I can give it to you right now. But yeah, so no worries there, but I will post the job, nationally, the cities, municipal, county, everywhere, but, don't worry, I will apply for the position either way.
Okay.
This is seeking guidance from the Municipal Association to come in and help the mayor and Brandon, even though they're doing a fantastic job right now. But just give them guidance and give them a shoulder to lean on if they need any help. Because you got 3 people doing something. It's easy for anything to be overlooked or anything like that. This ensuring that everything is in our city is still moving in the right direction with a little bit of help and guidance from the Municipal Association. That is all we're asking for.
Yes, and I totally agree. And we've been seeking and receiving assistance and support from them ever since last month, and getting information from them. That is one reason why I wanted to make the motion to move both of these resolutions to after executive session, so we can continue to get that support and assistance.
Now, the county offered someone free of charge, an experienced person, and I think you got the information on that from Jason?
I received information, but I didn't receive that free of charge. I don't know who's gonna do free of charge.
Well, is it possible, check back with him just to get all the specifics? Because he did, offer someone.
Well, I actually spoke to the person that he recommended, and we actually have a meeting already scheduled. I also already spoken with 1, 2, 3 of the people that was suggested from the municipal association. We had a meeting with one. There was another one that we have a meeting, hopefully, that's coming up next.
Yeah, yeah, let's move on.
Yes. So we are doing our due diligence, to let the community know as well. We are doing our due diligence. I just spoke with her yesterday, Ms. Rebecca Vance. Okay.
And she's booked up. I mean, she's not available.
She's meeting with us soon,
Oh, that's what you said,
at first.
booked up.
Okay, we're at resolution 2025.007 for final reading. If no other questions or concerns, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? That was it. Okay. Next, we're gonna move to city administrative reports, the monthly financial report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I will be presenting the financial report month ending in January 31st, 2025. General fund, year-to-date will be $4,601,615. Expenditures is $926,421, which puts us as a deficit of $2,324,806. Water fund, year-to-date will be $1,602,256. Expenditures will be $982,777, puts us in a surplus of $177,479. Sewer fund, year-to-date will be $2,031,694, and expenditure will be $2,027,265, will push us in a surplus of $4,429. Stormwater year-to-date is $127,553, and expenditure will be $29,167, will push us in a surplus as $98,386. Water reserve year-to-date is $116,755, and the sewer reserve will be, year-to-date will be $114,213.75. Mayor, Council, that is our financial report.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Next, we have approval of bills, monthly bills. We have bills to approve, items 1 through 6 for February 11, 2025. Need a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second,
It's been properly moved in second. Any questions?
what is that, CMIRS at the bottom?
Insurance.
Insurance.
What does the C stand for?
That's the insurance.
What's the acronym for?
South
South Carolina, that's from the
Municipal Association.
Pretty much insurance overseeing our employees.
So what does the C stand for?
Carolina.
Yeah,
Carolina Municipal, what?
Bill number 6 is our annual premium for insurance on all of our vehicles and our buildings.
Yeah, I understand that, but I was asking what the CMIRF
I would have to get, I don't know that off the top of my head, but I can get that acronym for you.
Okay,
They spelled it out real quick,
okay,
but I can get it.
thank you.
Is the South Carolina Municipal Insurance and Risk Financing Fund.
I see what she's saying. She's
Is
talking
it-
about, because on there, it got a C instead of a S.
Oh, it's missing the S.
Thank you.
Oh, C.
Oh, that wasn't mine.
Oh, on that one, but not on ours. I think it's correct on ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does the S go in the front of the C?
Yes. Okay, any other questions about our bills? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Okay. Any opposed? Okay. Next, we have, oh, excuse
Chief
me.
Miles.
Thank you. Chief, I had someone to remind me, sorry. Next, we're going to have reports from our police chief, Patrick Miles.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right, put me on the clock. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Let's go over some of the January statistics for the police department. Our total calls for service for the month of January 2025 was 1,667 calls for service. That included 485 traffic stops, 61 burglar alarms, 24 domestic calls, 39 follow-ups, 616 property checks, 25 suspicious person calls, 5 traffic accidents, 22 disorderly individuals, 13 calls for suspicious vehicles, 6 calls for vandalism, 11 calls for harassment and threatening, 45 warrant service calls, 3 assault and battery calls, 8 larceny calls, 10 shooting calls, and let me reiterate that 10 shooting calls, because that's a big number when you put shooting beside it. That is 10 911 calls for shooting incidents, not 10 shooting incidents in the city. That's just 10 calls.
For shots heard.
For shots heard. We did have a shooting incident in the month of January. It is being investigated. They do have suspects identified. Charging documents have been signed. We had 6 break-ins, 25 trespassing calls, and 21 animal complaints. With those animal complaints, the new animal control officer, she has taken over 20 animals and removed them from the city of Lake City. Some of those have been surrenders, and some of them have been wild and vicious animals that she's been able to remove with the help of Florence County Environmental Services. So that program has proved to be, in my opinion, pretty valuable so far for the citizens of the city. We had 186 traffic citations issued for the month of January. That's 70 vehicle license violations, 7 simple possessions of marijuana, 28 speeding tickets, and if anyone's taken notice, we're trying to slow traffic down on 52 coming into town, the north end as well as the south end of town. 6 operating uninsured, 24 driver's license violations, 13 driving under suspensions, and 2 DUIs. There was 159 incident reports done. There was 24 incidents with arrest immediately on scene, 44 warrants issued, and 35 warrants served. And that is the breakdown. I think council's got the same sheet I'm reading from, with 17 juvenile incidents counts by age, and we consider juveniles anyone 17 and under, and 142 adults. And we currently have 2 individuals in their 4th week of the academy in Columbia. We've got 1 waiting to go. We have 2 getting ready to test out for Class 3 advanced positions. And we also have the meeting coming up for District 1 at 6:30 on Thursday the 13th up here with the mayor and Ms. Cemetery, Councilwoman Cemetery. We would invite everyone from District 1 to be here for that. That will be a question and answer session with myself as well as some of the other police officers. So we'll do our best to answer any questions we can that are law enforcement related. Our plan is to do 2 districts per month. We'll probably only get to 1 for this month. Starting next month, we'll do 2. And they'll run every month. They'll just cycle the calendar all the way through.
Thank you.
And that's how we plan. That keeps us engaged with the community. The best way to do it is to do it by voting. Because it's already broken down, the road has already been paved there, so we don't want to reinvent the wheel on that.
Where's this meeting going to be held?
It'll be held here.
Right here.
And that's all I have for the police department.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Sorry for overlooking you last time. Next, we have executive session pursuant to the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act, Sections 30-4-70, A1-2 for the discussion of personnel, employment, compensation, or appointments, and the receipt of legal advice. I need a motion to go into executive session. It has been properly moved and second. Any questions? If none, turn to executive session. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Need a vote. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Al.
announce that everyone, please, it is so imperative for, if you're a citizen in Lake City, to please come to the budget workshop that is on March 1st from 9 to 5 at the LC 278 that's out on Cole Road. Your input is definitely needed and wanted. So I just hope that everyone please make plans to attend that as well. Excuse me. And other than that, just continue to stay vigilant and be safe. Have a good night.
I ditto some of what both council members have said. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy Black History Month and your families.
Thank you all for coming out and voicing your concerns. Continue to be patient with us as we work together for the betterment of the city. Also, I just want to say good job and congratulations to Aiden Bright as well. You have my support. Just let me know if I can be any help to you. Also, I would like to congratulate the middle school basketball team. They actually made it to the playoffs. I think they had their first game on yesterday. Did they win?
They win last night. They all playing, all our teams, middle school, JV, and varsity playing in Manning tonight.
All right, well, good luck to Lake City Panthers. And Chief Miles already stated that District 1 will have our Crime Watch meeting on Thursday, which is this week, Thursday at 6:30 here. And since I am the only district who will be having a Crime Watch meeting for this month, I encourage everyone to come out. You do not have to be in my district to attend, so please come out and voice your concerns. This is a Crime Watch meeting. And what coming up? Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you all.
Me too, like to echo that everything that was said already. I thought it was a great turnout tonight, and it's good to see the citizens here with their concern. And I am too concerned about what's going on. We see the work that's being done to make the city a better city and a great city. Us working together and cooperating with everyone. We all share different ideas and different opinions, but together we can all make that one decision. We thank everyone that's here, and Ms. Marshall and Carter and the mayor for them working on and keeping things going in a good, respectable way. Hope to see y'all next week, and I'm planning for a Crime Watch meeting. Hopefully, if I can get everything set up for the first Tuesday or Monday in March. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming, and I'd also like to thank the mayor, Ms. Marshan, and Brandon for all the hard work y'all have done. I know y'all have worked over hours and have really put the work in, and we appreciate that. And looking forward to seeing how we move forward past this and become better.
Thank you. Thank you, council members, for all your reports. Do want to do a happy early birthday shout out to Councilwoman Scott. Your birthday will be February 28th?
Yeah, this is a story, I told 2 months. I have 2 birthdays, but thank you. That's a big day.
I think she's a leap year.
My parents give me so many.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. I thank everyone for coming out tonight to attend in person and or watch via Facebook. I want to thank everyone for attending our second State of the City address that was held last week, February 4th at LC 278 Community Center. Thank you, Mr. Aiden Bright and your team for the video presentation and introducing a great opportunity for our youth, the Lead with Purpose Scholarship. I am very proud and grateful of this young man and his team for giving back to the community. Just stay tuned to the rescheduled date and time for their lunch and dinner ceremony that they will have. Thank you, Mr. Bright. City Attorney, thank you for everything that you do. We appreciate you. I just want to say thank you. And for Black History Month, yes, it is Black History Month. I am truly honored every day to be Lake City first African-American female mayor of my hometown. And thanks to Ms. Gloria Tisdale coming to present and to propose to mayor and council the proposal of renaming the administration building in honor of the former mayor Wilfred Barr, who was the first elected African-American mayor of Lake City. Also, Frazier's Baker's Day is February 22nd, and this was stated also before by Ms. Paula Morris. This year, it will be honored and celebrated in Lake City on February 28th this time, under the direction of Pastor Paula Morris and the community group, starting at 10 a.m. that morning. I hope everyone have a happy Valentine's Day on this Friday. Let's continue to show love to everyone, family, friends, and even to yourself. And it's already been stated, our budget workshop will be on March 1st at LC 278 at 278 Cole Road. And we will also, that same day, that same morning, we will have the USDA workshop at the same location, in the building, but a different room. And I think that one will start 10 a.m., possibly to 12. And that workshop is come from USDA, talking about the assistance they have for home ownership and for home repairs. So that's a busy day for us. So please, I just encourage everyone to please come out to that budget workshop to have any questions answered, for you to see it for yourself of the finances of the city of Lake City instead of hearing it from others. Come out, please, all. Thank you, and I just need a motion to adjourn.